This is Voice of
Mira.
This is Voice of Mira.
Hello, welcome to the Share Your Story podcast. This podcast is a part of Voice of Mira project created by Artemisszió Foundation. This is your host, Şevval from Turkey. I am an ESC volunteer in Mira intercultural community in Budapest, Hungary. In case you don't know, ESC is the abbreviation of European Solidarity Corps that's funded by European Commission. It's a volunteering project enables short or long terms of volunteering depending on what you prefer. Short term lasts around 2 months and you can do long term from 2 months to 12 months. If you are between 18 and 30 years old and from one of the member countries, you can also apply. I am in a 12 months project in Mira. I arrived in Budapest in January and will stay until the end of December. Getting selected and coming here weren't too easy, to be honest. As a non-EU citizen, I didn't have as many projects to apply as the others, and the open projects have always had too many applicants that most of my applications went straight to the black hole. It was pretty competitive. I have tried for more than a year. And finally, Mira project appeared and I applied right away. Because 1, it was about intercultural events, which I always enjoyed, and 2, it was in Budapest, one of the most beautiful cities in Europe. Fortunately, this time, in August, I got selected after 2 interviews and 1 task. It was so nerve-wracking, you have no idea. I even prepared myself mentally to get rejected. On one of the days I was feeling so down, I got that email that I was selected. It was like a medicine for me that time. I couldn't even tell anybody at first. There was still visa wall. So I had to make sure nothing will go against it, nothing will ruin my coming to Europe and Hungary. So I had to keep a secret for a long while, which was very hard for me because I want to share with everybody for my happiness, my excitement, but yeah, that's the reality. So anyway, long story short, I waited for my documents and visa until I arrived here. Visa process was stressful but also exciting as I was finally going abroad. Everything went smoothly and here I am. It has been 4 months since I came here. I don't even know how it's passed. Time flies too fast. It was my first travel abroad and Budapest one of my dream cities. So in the first weeks I couldn't even believe I was here. I was so happy and excited to walk around the cities even though I was freezing. It was way colder than my country and I had frozen from January to almost April. I'm not even joking. However, good thing is, I didn't regret anything at all. It was still so beautiful. I remember my first time seeing Parliament building at 1 degree. I got super excited, although I was very cold. It was so hard to take a photo because I couldn't even move my hands because of the cold. But I challenged the weather that day. It was a hard task, but I was so ambitious and passionate about taking the photo of the Parliament and seeing all those touristy places, and it was worth it. I liked the city a lot. I also met a lot of great people from different countries. At first it was a bit difficult, I'm not gonna lie, because their culture was very different from mine. I expected them to be a bit like Turkish people at first. Sometimes I got even disappointed because I expected more. Since my culture is very hospitable and warm, I wasn't used to it. I couldn't predict their reactions. Sometimes their reactions were neutral that I couldn't know if it was me, the problem, or it's just their culture. But then I understand that it's actually their culture. So I'm adjusting better now. I can communicate better with them. And participating in Mira's events takes a huge role in this. Speaking of Mira, let me tell a bit about Mira and what I am doing here. Mira Intercultural Community is a part of Artemisszió Foundation, which is an NGO working mostly with immigrants and refugees and organizes Erasmus projects. Mira is specially created for supported immigrants and refugees to integrate into the Hungarian society. They organize languages classes, trainings for mentors and volunteers, as well as intercultural, educational, artistic, and supportive events that help people improve themselves, realize their own abilities, and of course, socialize. You can even organize your own event or workshop based on your talents. You can meet people from different countries and learn about their cultures. And that's a very cool experience. I highly recommend. And it helped me a lot, both socially and professionally. So, what am I doing here? I am mostly responsible for social media and designing calendars and event advertisements. I also assist in organizing events. And recently, I started organizing my own events. Actually, I can do anything I'm good at. Sorry to brag about it, but yeah, that's the reality. I'm doing many things. Now, thankfully, I'm experiencing podcasting. This is my first time doing this, but I have been dreaming about this way before coming to Mira. So I'm grateful for getting an opportunity to be able to achieve this. And this podcast will focus on the stories of the immigrants and how is life in Hungary as an expat. I will invite them one by one every week to share their experiences and feelings, challenges, occupations, and certainly advices that can help you if you want to settle in Hungary. Yes, it's mostly about Hungary, but I think it will be helpful for the people who want to move to a different country, to see that they are not alone and there are people experiencing similar things just like them. In fact, this podcast can be your friend wherever you are. Or if you are a curious person like me, it will also work for sure. I have quite interesting people from different ages and professions in different nations, so you will learn a lot of things. The first guest will join me in the second episode, and this episode is more like a pilot episode that introduces you the host and the concept of the podcast. You can anticipate it as it will be pretty comforting and sometimes fun. So, thank you for listening until now. I also highly appreciate Voice of Mira project for giving me this opportunity. See you all in the next episode. See you,